Our pump dump event. A friend from church called us on Monday. They were hosting a memorial for a friend who recently passed away from COVID-19. Our friend had called all around trying to get some pond companies to help her fix her water pump to her waterfall and get their aerator for their pond back out into the pond. Her father had fixed the aerator, but she needed help getting it out to the middle of the pond. We picked up the pump for the waterfall on Tuesday. Steve was able to figure out that the pump did work, but the wire had been chewed off by a snapping turtle right near the end of the wire. There wasn't much left to work with. On Thursday, we went back to their home and Steve was able to wire up the pump. We put the wire through some PVC pipe to protect it from getting eaten again. All was going well until the very end. The pump was just too heavy, and when Steve tried to do the final hookup, it all came apart. The short wires just wouldn't hold. We gave up on that project for the time being. Then we decided to get the aerator out into the middle of the pond. Stacy and I used the paddle boat. Steve worked on the PVC pipes from the top of the pond. Stacy and I paddled to get the aerator from Steve. Once he got the aerator to us and all looked good, he rewired the end of the electric cord so it could be plugged in. Tony is tying the aerator to the anchor in the middle of the pond. We got the aerator out to the middle of the pond. Stacy and I were trying to figure out how to get back to the other side of the pond. Neither of us had ever steered a paddle boat. We had some good laughs as we spun around. Steve kept hollering from shore, trying to give us directions. We figured out that the aerator and the cording were so heavy that it was throwing off our steering. It became much easier once we had the aerator in place and we were not dragging it behind us. The other challenge we faced is that it was 90 degrees outside with no clouds and a very sunny sky. We were so excited when Steve plugged in the cord and the water shot out. Notice a slight tilt in the aerator. Stacy noticed the tilt right away. We thought it was the cord in the PVC pipe pulling down on the one side. We thought we were going to need to go back out in a few days and put some weight on the other side to balance it out.
Woo-hoo! All right.
Stacy texted us later that night and said the aerator had sunk. So Friday we were back out on the pond to try and retrieve the aerator. We found the aerator, but pulling it out was very challenging because it was so heavy. We decided to drag it to shore, but it was very hard for Stacy to steer and paddle by herself with the weight behind the boat. We finally did get it to the shore. We had thought that the PVC pipe filled with water had brought the aerator down and made it sink. After Steve got the aerator up on the dock, he found that the flotation part had a small hole in it and it was filled with water, and that is why it was so heavy and it caused it to sink. So everything we tried failed. Even Stacy and I got stuck in a really muddy area of the pond and we didn't know how we were going to get out, but we finally figured out a way. Anyways, we tried hard. Good thing for future goals. This is the desired effect for the future.